So this is a patient who had zonular dehiscence during cataract surgery. And so rather than placing a CTR and so forth, what I decided to do, because otherwise the bag and the zonules were pretty good, I placed a Sulcus AR40 lens in with optic capture. The surgery was executed quite uneventfully. Everything went great. But then I saw the patient post-operatively, and I noticed that the pupil was a little bit peaked and the lens was a little bit tilted. So I was like, what is going on here? And then I realized that one of the haptics was in the angle, not in the sulcus. And so you're going to see this case of me trying to place that one haptic that's in the angle into the sulcus. And it's a little bit tricky because I'm trying to maintain the optic capture of the sulcus lens without disengaging the optic and the buttonhole configuration. So you can see this is the end of the original case. Again, there was zonular dehiscence. And so rather than placing a CTR, I decided to place the AR40 lens in the sulcus with optic capture. I thought everything looked beautiful. I was really proud of my work. But if you notice something a little interesting, this lens is slightly decentered nasally here. And so again, this is in retrospect, me trying to analyze. Maybe that has nothing to do with it. But if I rewind even more and look at the case, as I'm dialing the trailing haptic into the sulcus, you notice right here, the tip of the haptic is not in the sulcus. It's still sticking up. And so I should have dialed it even more. And so in this case, what I should have done was dial it more so that I made sure that the haptic was completely in the sulcus, but I didn't. And all I did was start pushing the optic back to the center. And all that did was it caused that trailing haptic to just slip right into the angle. Again, hard to see because of stromal hydration. The incisions are obscuring the view. Lo and behold, this is a patient during the re-op. Everything looks good. The iris is a little bit dark, so it's hard to tell. But I make my incisions, inject some dispersive viscoelastic, and then using a two-handed micro forceps technique, I grab that left side haptic, which is a superior haptic, and lo and behold, you can see that the haptic is indeed in the angle. And so what I'm going to do is bend this haptic, no different from when we try to bend the haptics when we're trying to place the trailing haptic into the bag, when we used to use 3-piece lenses all the time for routine cataract surgery before single-piece acrylic lenses came out. That's exactly what I did. So I used my right-hand forceps, grabbed the tip, rotated my hand. I basically pronated my hand, turning that haptic tip up, which caused the loop to point down, and I was able to tuck it back into the sulcus. And I did it that way because I did not want to disrupt the optic capture that I achieved with this lens. Because I have to pop it out, then I have to put it back in, and then you always worry about vitreous from coming forward. And so I was able to avoid disengaging the optic capture configuration, maintaining the optic capture configuration. You can see at the end here, I'm hydrating my incisions, and I'm just using BSS to pulse the viscoelastic and irrigate it out of the anterior chamber. I don't want to use mechanical I&A in this case. And so again, the teaching point is, in order to prevent disengaging the optic capture configuration of the sulcus lens, using two-handed technique with microforceps and grabbing the tip of that haptic and pronating my hand such that the haptic tip points up, but the loop points down, and I was able to tuck that haptic into the sulcus without disengaging the optic capture configuration. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I thank you for your attention.